A 14-year-old girl accused of killing her own grandmother, learning her fate today.
The teen suspect has been sentenced.
The girl you see is 14-year-old Sophia Koval, currently learning that her life has come to an end because months ago she attacked, assaulted, and murdered her own grandmother, leaving those who loved her devastated.
So what happened? Why you did it? Why you did it when you did it? Grandma.
Because this is Sophia's father, Vladimir. For years, Vladimir had known that something was wrong with Sophia, and over the course of this interrogation, he will realize his worst fears have become a reality.
She handicapped, she laying down.
I'm sorry to make you go through this again.
In the early hours of May 23, 2024, Broward County officers received a call from Vladimir Koval, a Ukrainian refugee living in Florida. He had just returned home to find his 79-year-old mother, Yvenia, unresponsive on the living room floor. He told dispatchers that she was covered in bruises, and it was clear she was the victim of a violent attack. The only person who could have committed this brutal crime was Vladimir's 14-year-old daughter, Sophia, the only person inside the apartment that day. When Vladimir found them, Sophia was standing near Yvenia, crying, apologizing, and saying she had only been defending herself using Yvenia's walker. Even though Yvenia was rushed to the hospital, she would unfortunately succumb to her injuries. But this violent, senseless attack didn't just come out of nowhere. After fleeing Ukraine because of the war, Sophia had been separated from her mother and had to change countries at a very young age. This had resulted in serious mental health troubles, with Sophia often showing signs of aggression, having sleepless nights, and bouts of erratic behavior. Her father had noticed the warning signs for months with all of this, but couldn't afford the psychiatric help she needed. But none of it is justification for taking an innocent life, and none of that would matter in court. Because on October 30th, 2024, she would sit in a courtroom to essentially see her life come to an end as her sentencing was declared.
I'm going to adjudicate Ms. Koval delinquent. I'm going to commit her to a maximum risk program for a period of time not to exceed 36 months. By agreement of the parties, she will follow that program upon Department of Juvenile Justice satisfaction that she's completed that program. They will release her to a conditional release program. And she may not remove the termination of that conditional release, will be terminated from that without a hearing in front of this court or upon her 21st birthday, as required by statute.
Sophia pleaded no contest to manslaughter and was sentenced to up to 3 years in Florida's Department of Juvenile Justice Maximum Risk Program, the highest restriction level available, followed by community supervision until the age of 21. And because she is not a U.S. citizen, she faces deportation to Ukraine upon her release. But Sophia isn't the only one left devastated by this. The person sitting at the center of this entire tragedy is her father, Vladimir Koval. Because on the night of the murder, he lost 2 of the people he held most dear in his life. And shortly after discovering his mother's body, detectives sat him down to walk through every detail of the worst night of his life, which is what the following interview will be.
Obviously, we talked off record already once, but I want to go on record with everything so we have it all in here. Briefly tell me, you came over, when did you come to America?
1996.
Oh, so you were over in 1996?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you bring your daughter over here then?
September 15th, 2023.
All right. So were you kind of going back and forth, or how did... So you lived over, you went over there and you brought her back?
I was there living.
Okay.
In Florida for 7 years.
Okay.
And I was traveling back and forth to see my family.
All right. And then, did you bring your grandmother over here, or your mother, her grandmother, did you bring her over at the same time?
No, she came in 2016.
Vladimir made his way to the U.S. in 1996 and had lived in Florida for 7 years. Like many immigrants, he came to earn for his family and would travel back to his home country regularly to see them. In 2010, his daughter Sophia was born, but soon came the war. In 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine, and by September 2023, Vladimir and his wife decided it was safest to bring Sophia to the U.S. to live with him and his mother. Yvenia, on the other hand, had already lived through more than most people could imagine. Born in occupied France in 1944, she witnessed the end of World War II, grew up under the Soviet Union, and returned to Ukraine where she became a kindergarten teacher and survived cancer. But in 2015, her husband passed away, and Yvenia moved to the US in 2016 to live with her son. She had seen and survived so much, only for her life to be taken inside her own home.
So she comes over here 2016, and then you bring your daughter over in September of 2023. I mean, 2023. So kind of just, so did your grandmother fall and break her hip, or what happened with that? How did that happen?
She fell, stopped.
And when was that?
First time she fell on January. I'll say.
You don't. So it was the end of January.
End of January.
Okay.
Correct. She just came from Ukraine.
Okay.
And for the day after she broke.
So she was traveling back and forth to Ukraine. Okay.
She was traveling to Ukraine for her dental.
Okay.
And I go to pick her up in January.
Right.
So basically, I traveled to Poland,
Okay.
pick my daughter, and drop my mother.
Okay.
For going to Ukraine, check on property, so on. So I took my daughter. She went to Ukraine for 4 months. And in January, I brought her in, and for the month I brought her.
Was that at this apartment now, or were you staying somewhere else?
It's
Okay.
happened in an apartment from bed.
Did you ever get with Sophia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, this is
The most recent one. Okay.
recently, before that, and she basically holding for the office chair role. She fell on her hip.
Oh, it was like one of these chairs rolled out from her? Okay.
So she lost the balance. She fell on her hip, and she had.
Now, since Sunday, has there been any problems between your daughter and her at all?
Not really.
Okay.
Well, we have. I remember what the date was. Okay, today is already 20th.
Yeah.
Okay, on the 11th, no, we didn't have a problem. I brought her in, and we have no problem.
But there was a problem before. You said there was one instance where your daughter raised a hand to her.
Yeah,
supposedly?
that was back in a. Actually, it was. Let me say, it was. Okay, I brought her in. It was probably like a January. January.
But your daughter never hit her, right, at all?
No, she never complained. No complained, but she noticed that, you know what, she raised the hand on me to hit me.
Uh-huh.
But she didn't.
Would she, talk back to her at all, or?
Nothing.
Okay.
I didn't notice because grandma, she's silent, she's very peaceful.
Okay.
She never argued. She won't have anything to say.
And then today we talked off record about the pool. I guess your daughter was being a little aggressive at the pool, you were saying, or kind of acting different?
Something like that different. I don't know if it was reason because she don't sleep or she was.
According to Vladimir, Sophia and her grandmother had always had a peaceful relationship. Several neighbors and family friends backed this up. One called Sophia a good girl and described the killing as out of character. But what the outsiders didn't see was that Sophia's mental breakdown had been building for months.
So let's walk through that on the record, actually. We'll go with that, actually. So I guess, basically, today is now Thursday. So Tuesday into Wednesday, you had told me your daughter didn't sleep at all, right? Is that what happened?
She sleep, but we went to sleep like at 4 o'clock morning.
4 a.m. And you woke up around 8 a.m., you said?
Yeah, 8 a.m., just making a decision, bring her to school or not.
So now why was she hyper, or?
She was crying for mama. She was speaking about war. I don't know. She was complaining that that nobody listened to her. And all this kind of nonsense, I would say.
Has she ever spoken like this before, really, at all?
She was spoken like that actually in September. September is good. October. That that thing is happening, but not that extreme.
Now, obviously, we were down by the car earlier, and you saw the way she was acting down there. Was she acting similar, or is this a lot worse than she was acting?
Just now?
Yeah.
No, she was a lot worse.
Now she's a lot worse than she was.
No, now it's. I mean, she's speaking nonsense. But I saw her much. Let's say last night.
Yeah.
Speaking about the night before, she was super aggressive.
Okay, so even more, because she's fairly aggressive now, so she was even more aggressive then?
More aggressive.
Okay.
So if I gave her melatonin, she have, instead of 1, I told her 1, she got a 5. And then...
She took 5 herself?
5, yeah. I didn't say it, she told me that she got 5.
Now, during the day then, how was she during the day after she slept?
During the day, she wake up. We have a conversation once with my fiance in Ukraine, her mother.
Okay.
We have a long conversation till probably noon. So she was always arguing, and then I decided. I mean, we put her in her bedroom. I mean, just separate her. So we have a conversation with her mother, speaking about her behavior and what to do.
So she was still kind of aggressive even during the day after sleeping?
She was aggressive, not in that extent, but she wasn't eating. Then we went, I tried to defuse the situation. I took her grandma to the pool and asking her, can you go with grandma? Because she, not once, she was taking grandma to the pool instead of me. So then I later on joined them, but she refused. So I drive on a scroller, a wheelchair. I drive mother to the pool. And everything was fine. We play, but she was kind of like a silent, just hitting the ball hard, being acting, running, jumping in the water, diving, kind of like not as a typical, relaxing. She was up.
Kind of amped a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know if it's because she didn't drink or didn't eat, or some what trick her, but it was manageable. I can talk to her.
Right.
I can tell what to do, and she would listen. So I didn't bother her. So we step aside with grandma. We have a prayer. It's typical our exercise. And I said, we're going on. Are you coming? She said, give me another half an hour. So we left.
She left her by herself for about a half hour?
Yeah, I left her by herself, playing with kids. I was kids, and she wanted to stay at tea. So I thought, fine. There was adults around, so I went home. I prepared the dinner, I made the laundry, and then by clock, it was already 4 o'clock.
You had talked about that she was pulling the, like a swim thing away from your grandmother. You said earlier that she was...
Yeah, that was today.
Okay.
Was today.
So was she doing it like out of anger, or why was she, or do you know why she was doing it?
For some reason, she get out and force her out of the pool.
Or force your grandmother out of the pool?
Or forcing her out of the pool because kind of afraid her sunburn.
Okay.
Saying, hey, get out, get the lotion or something. And she pulling her, so I make a noticeable correction. I say, listen, leave her alone. Go play with the ball or do anything else.
In the days before the attack, Sophia had barely slept or eaten. She had taken 5 melatonin pills instead of 1. She was crying through the night, talking about the war, and calling for her mother, who was thousands of miles away in Ukraine. Vladimir had tried to get her psychiatric help, but couldn't afford it, even with insurance. On the day of the attack, Sophia showed signs of aggression, hitting a ball unusually hard when the family went to the pool, acting erratic, and violently pulling Yvenia. Even when officers encountered her at the scene, she was agitated, aggressive, constantly moving, and speaking incoherently.
So now does she eat dinner at night then, or around 4? You said you made food or whatever. Does she eat?
I made food. No, she was in the pool. I fed grandma and went to pick her up and offer her food.
And did she even know?
And I left food on the table, expecting that she would finish it. So there was food for grandma. She ate it, and another. I left.
Did your daughter eat the food at all or no?
I didn't notice if she ate or not, but it looked like what I noticed, like inside of my eyes, it was there.
So when you left, so you said then you leave around 7 to 8 p.m.?
7, yeah. 7, 6, I would say.
Oh, between 6 and 7, you think?
6 to 7.
6 to 7, all right. So when you leave, is there any, where's your daughter at when you leave?
She was in the bed.
In bedroom, all right.
And I told her, listen, I got to go. Take care of that, your room.
Right.
Because she never make her bed. She never does her clothes. Basically, I noticed it not first time. It was night before. That she just pull all clothes from the closet, put in a bedroom. And said, listen, what the heck? You have to follow the rules. So she refused. So, and that how it started, arguing, because she didn't want to. I said, listen, I give you 10 minutes, I give you half an hour, and always extend. She will never do it. So I came, and I not force, I took it all, because it was already midnight.
Right.
So I took clothes, put on a commode, and forced her to the bed.
So was the night before?
No, that night before, on the 22nd, on the yesterday.
Okay.
Right? So basically, it's how she got so excited, and then she had an argument with me. Why you forcing me? I don't want her to sleep with me, but I know if I don't sleep, she would not sleep. She would do. So I lay her down. I said she would not sleep. So we went. Mother called all night. So she was worried. We went to the living room and speaking with mother. She was walking around, here, there. She hot, she cold, she want to drink. Then mother said, listen, you got to take melatonin, get magnesium, B6, kind of to help her.
Right.
So I don't know, I didn't see if she took it, but she came to me and she dropped on me another melatonin. Okay, it's for you. I said, I don't need it. I called, I'm ready to go sleep. So she took it, like swallow, to say, here, how many? I got already 5. And then she went back.
Yeah. So when you go to leave, then now another argument kind of started when you go to leave around 6. So there was another argument over the clothing again?
There, again, it was the same argument.
And you took her phone from her then, or what happens? Or?
Yeah, I hide this phone because I know if I leave the phone, she's gonna play. She will do nothing.
No, you said, was the phone still hidden when you came home, or was the phone out?
It was out. I mean, it was hidden.
Oh, it was hidden. Okay.
It was hidden.
All right. Where's the phone at now?
On a table.
So you took it out and put it there, or what happened?
Look, when I was leaving,
right,
I had the phone in my bedroom
right,
shelf.
Right.
So expecting that she will not find it.
Right.
And when I came, I see grandma already.
Right.
Laying down. I want to know if she found the phone. Did she use the phone? Did she call anybody?
Okay.
So I went to the bedroom, checked on the phone. Phone was there, but I pulled it and I came to the bedroom trying to do it.
Okay.
And put the phone on the table.
All right. So let's get, I guess now. So you leave around 6 or 7. Where exactly do you go?
Okay. I go to my friend.
Where does he live?
He doesn't live. He came here for business.
No. Where do you go to meet him?
It's a Oakland Park.
What's the do you know the address or?
I don't know. Actually, I have an address in my. I came. I pick him up, and we do some delivery. Mm-hmm. This is James. This is.
So you pick him up from there. What time around there do you pick him up? Do you think?
I would say like we have he prepared some ribs. So we have dinner together, and then I asked him if he wanted to go with me. We went to Florida. So one stop I have in by gallery, no,
All right, gallery.
and another stop it's called what is it called? Approximately. I will give you approximately.
Yeah.
This is on the 6th. What is it called? This is like a apartment building.
Apartment on Sistrunk?
Huh?
On 6th Street?
On Sinstrak. Yeah, Sinstrak, and for that federal
Okay.
on Sinstrak. Yeah.
So you're dropping off a package, or what do you drop off? Or
I got Easter pie
Alright.
left over from the church.
Okay.
So they asked me to distribute. So I found the people
People who use
who want
it.
to take it. So
And then you go back, do you drop him back off at his apartment?
I drop him back in apartment.
And then you drive home? Or
And I drive home. Yeah.
Okay. And so when you come home, is your daughter in the living room when you come home, or where?
No, she was in the bedroom.
In the bedroom.
Half bedroom. Screaming. When yeah,
Like yelling, or what was?
something blubbering, some like a little crying, kind of like, but not like not really yelling.
Okay. So not loud, just kind of
No,
making.
making noise, make you cry. And I see grandma I couldn't recognize, so I asked Sophia, come here, what you did, what happened.
And so what did so your daughter says that she had a test, sorry. I'm trying to make you go through this again. But your daughter said that your mom attacked her or hit her or something like that, or?
I said, what happened? Why you did it? What you did to grandma? She encouraged me. I defended myself. Sophia doesn't look, it's defensive.
Right.
She handicapped, she laying down. How it could be real time to defend.
Before leaving that evening to visit a friend, Vladimir and Sophia had gotten into an argument over her refusing to clean her room. To discipline her and to encourage her to actually sleep, he confiscated her phone and hid it in his bedroom. Sophia was reportedly furious that her grandmother wouldn't return it. Vladimir left around 6 or 7 p.m. and returned around midnight, with Sophia still angry at both of them. And by the time he came back, he stumbled upon a tragedy. Although Sophia claimed self-defense at the time, there was nothing to indicate that that was actually the case. Sophia had no visible injuries, while Yvenia was covered in them, indicating that this was a one-sided attack.
Did you see any marks on your daughter at all?
I didn't see it.
Okay. Did she say, point to any place that she was scratched at all, or did you?
No, she didn't show me. She said she was cut, but no, I think she would just pay back. I think it's more aggravation over me, and that I have no ability to bring her mom, because it's a typical topic. I need the mom, I want a mom. Just if you understand. If not me to decide, right, we had to have time. So I couldn't control that. And then she goes, like it's called, and scream, it was the night before.
So now she said, is that what she said?
That.
Did she say she used anything else though?
No, she didn't tell me.
Did she say how many times she? Did she give anything?
I didn't ask. I didn't have time to ask her.
And obviously we talked about the walker looked like the piece was broken off of it.
Yeah, I think there was also as a tool.
Okay.
And I don't know, because who was eating that lemon?
The lemon was there.
That was weird.
Where that would usually would be? Do you even know, or?
It's a refrigerator.
It was in the refrigerator usually? Okay.
It's a refrigerator. It's that stainless steel refrigerator. I have a lemon card already, but that looked like it's full.
Yeah, it was kind of bitten.
And it looked like someone squeezed and forced.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was really. I mean, I can imagine that, but crap, it's not typical. I didn't see Sophia eat the leg.
Like I said before this, though, has Sophia has she ever been physical with you at all? Like try to hit you or like that?
I would say she may get 10. She may get 10. Actually, I don't know if it was triggered because night before I picked her up from the school. I went to some gentleman. So he prepared dinner, so we swam in the pool. And there was something like that. She tried to push me in the pool. So I said, I don't want to. So I started wrestling. And she was aggressive. And then she losing. She started crying. She went to his apartment because we was outdoor. And she was crying. So I let it go. I didn't make any attempt to calm her down. But then I can't succeed. I'm stronger. Why are you trying to fight with me? So this was case that I had to break. And from that, I think she was very offended.
Did it seem like she was play fighting then, or was it more of an aggressive fighting, would you say?
It's for beginning, it was like play. And then I see she was aggressive.
Okay. So it kind of switched in the middle.
It switched in the middle. And she tried, and I kept her over the pool. I said, why are you pulling me, trying to drop me in the pool? I can do it better as you. So I keep it. I say, you want to go down to the pool in a dress? Oh, no. So she started see that, and I pull her away. And I said, you see, I have a shot. I can't do it.
Right.
Why are you trying to? And she would start crying, and then, she her joy separates. She let me hug. And then, I see she disappointed. So I took the car and drove her back to her car. And then it actually didn't start. Then her mother called. And she were trying to drive her to the pool. I said, I didn't. But she initiated. She tried to hide it. It's one case of it.
Obviously, the way she was acting was very agitated right now. I don't think that's normal. That's not normal for her at all, right? Okay. How has that been happening more frequently, or has it been getting worse and worse, or has she, right in the way she's acting now, even last night, obviously, has that been happening more often? Is that something that's gone on for a long time, or is that fairly new?
It's gone a long time since she came.
All right.
And then the issue came, I don't know, was maybe as a child she didn't understand that the immigration doesn't play, And her mother, I don't know if mother insists to her, she put the pressure on me.
But so over in Ukraine, was she having these type of outbursts and kind of being
in Ukraine?
Yeah, being very agitated, I would say.
I would say once she had the issue.
Okay.
Once at the time the problem she had.
Okay. How long ago was that, would you say?
It was in 2015, in 2000, when it was started.
Okay.
2022.
22, okay.
Yeah, let's say 2022, and I brought her to 2023. Yeah.
Okay. But other than that, it was maybe the one time, other than that, not this?
I guess no, it's happened 2023 on beginning.
Vladimir had been watching his daughter deteriorate for over a year. The war had forced Sophia out of school in Ukraine. When she arrived in the U.S., she complained of being at her new school. She told her father she had been exposed to substances, though Vladimir admitted he could never fully substantiate those claims.
So it's kind of seemed like it's maybe been increasing as time has gone by. She's getting worse and worse, would you say? Or?
I would say she become kind of worse because her mother and that attachment she broke, and she started very aggressive with me. She always argued. She had to avoid the argument. It was really hard. So and I think it doesn't help. So I've been pushing her, to do her duty for the school with surveying. So
obviously I have to go down now, maybe see if we can get daughter come up here and talk and stuff like that. Before we go off record, is there anything else you think I need to know that you want to tell me?
I just everything in my mind. I'm trying to think about that last night.
Right.
Yeah, it was rough night. And yeah, she was crying. She didn't sleep. We have a call from because Ukraine is already awakened. So we talked to mother. I mean, she was pushing me out of the bed because she wanted me there. I insisted, and was already sleeping. And I was calm. She trying to speak to Sophia. You got stopped, and she was speaking. She saw me not replying. She fell asleep. That's something. Then today morning, I woke up. She was upset that she didn't go to school. I explained, and I did not notice anything like bring to the point where we are straight.
Right. And yeah, there's a big difference between being aggravated and agitated and then attacking someone and actually hurting them. All right, sir. All right.
I should come a little bit early. I said, when it happened, when it came, she said, like half an hour.
Oh, so she did say it happened about half hour beforehand?
Yeah. Before I came. So.
Did you ask for, did you call, did you say, why didn't you call 911? Or did you ask any of that kind of stuff?
I mean, she didn't have a phone, but anyway, I never expect that.
So you said, when did this happen? She says a half hour before?
Yeah.
Oh, no. All right. This concludes the tape statement with Detective Kevin. Time now is 4:14 a.m. We'll go down and we'll have you try to talk her up. So what I'd like to do is get her up here and try to see if we can get her to talk to me. I saw what looked like clothing and stuff like that. We're probably going to need to take her clothing at least and stuff like that, kind of go from there. So give me 1 second.
Shortly after this, Vladimir's interview comes to an end, having lost two of the people most dear to him. Later on, at Sophia's sentencing, he stood before the court and delivered a statement that no parent should have to give.
Whatever outcome is, I accept the judgment. And to say, in the end, I just mentioned I saw the seal of state attorney, which saying, we trust, in God we trust. And some verse came to me. I want to express that back in the time of Noah, time of great knowledge and great ignorance, there was flood. Noah standing on a boat in a deck, seeing his son overboard drowning. He cried hard to the heaven, saying, Lord, I see my son drowning. Let me save him. And he heard the voice saying, your family, your children, who had it. I don't present myself as a moral or God, but if I will be on a boat in his shoes, I definitely will reach my hands to my son, to my daughter. Thank you, sir.
Our thoughts are with the Koval family and with the memory of Yvenia. Thanks for watching. 80% of everyone watching isn't subscribed. If this is the kind of content you stick around for, subscribing helps us keep making exactly this. It's free and it goes a long way. If you'd love to watch more videos just like this, check out one of our best cases right here, or our latest upload right here.